If there's one dish that captures the soul of Lanzhou, the capital of Gansu Province in northwest China, it's the iconic beef noodles. Picture a bowl of clear, steaming beef broth with slices of tender beef and white Chinese radish, a touch of cilantro, scallions, and chili oil. And at the heart of it, springy, hand-pulled noodles crafted by a noodle master. Every morning, the aroma of beef noodles floats through the streets and alleys of Lanzhou. For the locals, it's more than just breakfast. It's a tradition and an identity.
Hi, my name is Louis.
For Louis Koen too, it has become part of his morning routine. Originally from South Africa, the 37-year-old has found a home away from home in northwest China.
I'm married to a very beautiful Chinese woman. I have 2 kids. I'm teaching at a university. To me, it feels kind of like a dream. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit of like a dream that I haven't woken up from, and I don't want to wake up from.
Louis grew up in Strand, a quiet seaside settlement near Cape Town, where he spent his childhood. Then a new chapter began when his mother, Louis Koen, received an opportunity far from the coastline, teaching English at a middle school in Yinchuan, a historic city in Ningxia Hui Autonomous Region.
My mother came to China first to become an English teacher at Yinchuan Railway School. But then I decided, okay, I'm going to come visit my mother. She's in China. I'm in South Africa. It's very far distance between. So me and my sister decided to come for a visit. And one thing led to another, and I've stayed ever since.
Back then, it wasn't quite common for South Africans to move to China for work.
Not a lot of South Africans knew how China was.
As Louis recalls, China felt distant, unfamiliar to many people around him. But after losing his father at a very young age, Louis's mother was determined to find a way to support her family, even if it meant taking a job on the other side of the world.
So my mother had to raise 2 kids and take care of an old person. To kind of have that stress on her was tremendous. So if she found an opportunity to make her life better, make her children's lives better, she took it, and I'm very grateful that she did.
Before coming to China, Louis knew very little about the country. Most of what he had seen came through Hong Kong action films. Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, they were his window into a world that felt far away. But beyond Hong Kong SAR, the rest of China was a blank space on the map.
But I did, however, have a wonderful experience coming to China for the first time. So to get to China for me, it was an air flight from Cape Town to Johannesburg, and then across the Indian Ocean to Hong Kong, and then to another airplane to fly to Shanghai. And when I reached Shanghai, I felt small. I mean, I felt this big, as in a grain of sand in a huge field. Small. Because at that point, Cape Town is rather big, but the suburb I grew up in was a small suburb. We didn't have a huge population. So coming to the city of Shanghai and then traveling on a subway to the train station with what felt like an ocean of people, it was amazing. And when we got onto the subway, my mother's colleague, who was in Shanghai for I think a family trip, she picked us up at the train station and put us on the train to come from Shanghai to the city of Yinchuan, which is Ningxia. And I don't know, I had the impression that I felt like a fish out of water. It was strangely unique, but not scary. I didn't feel scared. I felt kind of like, okay, this is exciting. I get to explore now. This is new. And I met a lot of beautiful, wonderfully polite, really awesome people on the train. And now as a teenager, of course, like I didn't know what everything was. So the fact that the staff on the train, they bought me and my sister food, lunch boxes. Of course, the railway school had already prepaid and organized everything, but they brought the lunch to where we were staying. And I've never had the Chinese food from China. I had the Americanized Chinese food, but it was crazy because I had I had Yushan, and it was like, oh wow, okay, awesome.
Stir-fried shredded potatoes and fish-flavored shredded pork. These common home-style dishes left a deep first impression on Louis. But what stayed with him even more was the kindness of the people around him.
And me and one of the security officers on the train, we sat in the dining cart, which was cart 13. We sat down there and he started teaching me a little bit of Chinese. Now, I haven't heard Chinese at all. I could say nothing because we don't speak Chinese in South Africa. So he taught me how to say 你好,再见, the simple phrases. But to me, that felt kind of like I was welcomed. It was welcome.
These everyday greetings, meaning hello and goodbye, offered a starting point for learning Chinese and gave him a sense of connection at a time when everything around him was new. But not everything was smooth in the beginning. During his first 3 months in China, Louis fell seriously ill. He spent most of his time in bed, watching Chinese television, especially classic Hong Kong movies with English subtitles running along the bottom. That's where he began picking up bits and pieces of Chinese. There were other adjustments too, squat toilets, chopsticks, to name a few. But Louis took it all in stride. He didn't fight the unfamiliar. He simply went with the flow, absorbing whatever came his way. Louis ended up spending 5 years in Yinchuan, a city that remains deeply meaningful to him. Many of his formative memories happened there. Even now, as an adult, he still calls Yinchuan his Chinese hometown.
Like, for example, first time I saw snow, that was in Yinchuan. The first time I woke up with the sound of fireworks outside my window, again, that happened in Yinchuan. So Yinchuan was a very important aspect of my life. It's kind of my 老家, my Chinese 老家. Yeah, even now when I do my introduction classes for my freshman classes, I often say, oh, I have a South African 老家 and then I have a Chinese 老家, which is Yinchuan. My job here in Lanzhou University is wonderful.
Today, Louis teaches English at Lanzhou University, one of the leading universities in northwest China. Although he has always had a deep interest in history, he ultimately followed the family tradition and became an English teacher, just like his mother and sister.
My mother is also still in China, and she's also teaching here at Lanzhou University. At work, she's my colleague, but outside of work, she's my mom. Whenever people see me and her walking together outside, they go, oh, look, that's Louis, that's his mother. They're probably a very tight family. No. At work, she's Esme, and I'm Louis. I'm not her son at work. Outside of work, yes. Inside, no. I have my sister still here. She's also a teacher. My mom, she's still a teacher. I am a teacher. So, yeah, almost 2 generations of teachers.
It was through his mother that Louis was introduced to Lanzhou University. At the time, he was teaching at a private school alongside his sister. Though he enjoyed the work, the opportunity to teach at a university was too compelling to pass up. That decision ultimately opened the door for him to join the School of Foreign Languages and Literature.
I work with a lot of very good teachers. I work with a lot of great people. And we here at Lanzhou University are kind of like a big academic family. So we help each other.
With nearly 5 years at the university, Louis has developed a growing sense of responsibility as a teacher.
Looking back at the younger version of me, and you had to tell him, hey, Louis, you're going to be a teacher at the university. I would look at you and I'd go, you're crazy. It's impossible. I'm not a teacher. I want to be a chef. I want to be a librarian. I want to do something other than a teacher, because teaching is boring. Teachers are boring. But now, after I've been teaching for such a long time, I kind of feel that my job is my responsibility as a teacher is really, really big. I know this is an old, used out phrase, but the children are our future in a way. The 10-year-olds, the 20-year-olds, the younger generation, they have so much to do. They have so much to look forward to. And as a teacher now here at university, when I see my students, I just hope that, that my job as a teacher and my responsibility as a teacher, I can help them just a little bit, just even if it is just like, 2 steps forward, I will feel content.
Beyond the friendly faculty and the beautiful campus, one of the joys of campus life for Louis, a true foodie, is the food.
For breakfast, we have the Niurumian at the...
And it's not limited to the famous beef noodles.
There is also what I like to call breakfast bread. It's a yujiabing, but it's xiaobing. My favorite is qingzhao, chilies and sausage stuffed inside of bread. That's breakfast for me, at least. That and coffee. Lots and lots and lots of coffee. But if you're talking about lunch, again, it'll be at that canteen. We have all kinds of delicious foods. Currently, my favorite restaurant is the teacher's canteen, because it's buffet style. And they change out the dishes every day. So it's never the same dishes 2 days in a row. So good.
Campus life has become an integral part of Louis' days in Lanzhou, but over time he has come to value family more and more.
I've changed the way I kind of look at life. Back in South Africa, we tend to focus more on work, family, but here I kind of slowed down a bit. I focus a little bit more on my family, and I look forward to, the big holidays, the family holidays, like Zhongtiaojie, the Mid-Autumn Festival, or Spring Festival, especially Spring Festival, is one of my favorite festivals because, family comes together and we have a big meal, we have fun, and we talk, and it gives us a good opportunity to catch up.
Louis has been married for 12 years to a local Lanzhou woman, and together they have 2 lovely daughters. The couple follows a traditional Chinese family model. Louis handles external affairs, while his wife manages the household. For Louis, the biggest cultural difference in an international family comes down to children's education. He and his family take a more relaxed approach, while his wife's family places a stronger emphasis on academic achievement.
For my side of the family, it was kind of like, are you doing good in school? Yes? Okay, carry on. You doing bad at school? Why? Okay, change that, do this, go back. We didn't really have that kind of strict aspect in studying. That's like one of the things that we bump heads on is education. I'm more relaxed than she is when it comes to education.
The challenge continues as the couple work to find a balanced approach to educating their daughters.
After marriage, during the marriage.
But at the same time, Louis notes that their marriage has grown more romantic over the years.
Last year, on the anniversary of us first meeting. I was in Ningxia County in Wuwei, in the desert. I was with a couple of friends. We were doing some project work out there, and we chatted my wife at midnight, and I set off fireworks in the background, and I asked her again, "Will you marry me?" And of course, she was very upset because it was midnight and she was asleep. But she said, "Yes, sure, let's get married again." But this time I made sure that it was more official. I used a ring, I had flowers, I had fireworks, and yeah, I made it more official.
After more than 2 decades in China, Louis has learned a lot about life, culture, and the simple joys of discovery. And for anyone thinking about making the journey to this vast country, he has some advice.
First thing is forget everything you've seen on movies, forget everything you've read online. China is way, way, way more better than what you see on movies now. Be open-minded. Don't get stuck in thinking, oh, this. Be open-minded. Explore. Please explore. China is so big. It'll take you 5, maybe 6 lifetimes to be able to travel to all of China. But most importantly, try your best to speak little Chinese. Even just 你好 or 再见, 谢谢, these 3, that's all you need. And whatever you do, do not say no to food. China is not just what you get from takeaway places. I mean, once you've tried say Sichuan cuisine, you should try Guangzhou cuisine, you should try Beijing cuisine, you should try all the cuisines, because you will find something you like and have fun.
For Louis, China is not just a country he lives in. It's a place that has shaped him, challenged him, and ultimately become a home away from home. His story is a reminder that sometimes the greatest journeys often begin with a single unexpected decision, and that life is richest when we open ourselves to new experiences, new cultures, and even new flavors. Just like a bowl of Lanzhou beef noodles, Louis' life in China is simple yet profound. With that, we come to the end of today's Footprints. Thank you for listening. If you are interested in hearing more fascinating life stories of people in China, be sure to find us at radio.cgtn.com or on any of your favorite podcast platforms. Just key in Footprints, and you can find more stories anytime, anywhere. I'm Xingyu. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.